project of the month is number, I don't know what number. I know what the project is. Number 4. So if you're on Quilted Forest stuff, it's number 4, which is a trick-or-treat wall hanging I have. Really cool. I'm very excited to do it. Kind of, sort of, I'm going to explain. I finished the Shop Hop quilt. That is bound, labeled, all that jazz. It's done. I think I have to get it off my checklist, but it's crossed off of my projects for 2024, which is really nice. But that opened up a plastic bin for me, which I like bins for projects. So my current project for April is in here. I'm gonna get to that eventually, but we've run into a hiccup, and that hiccup goes by the name of crochet. I saw on Instagram, and I kept seeing on Instagram, what I now know to be called a granny hexagon quilt, or crochet cardigan. So now I have my swatch, my gauge, I guess, is how they declare it. I have to go up a hook size. I have been complimented on my nice and even stitches. I'm very excited that I got a nice compliment like that. Part of this issue is that I'm actually very interested in making clothing again. When I went to the fabric swap last month, I got some fabric that was like fashion fabric. It's not quilt fabric or anything. And I realized I'm really excited to make clothing, kind of. Also getting rid of a bunch of the fashion fabric I had that I no longer loved helped a ton, I think. Because I realized I was holding on to a lot of it and I didn't want it. So I got rid of a bunch. And I only brought a few pieces back, and I really love it. But I've also realized and remembered I have a skirt that I have had fabric for probably close to 3 years, maybe 4 years. And I think I want to make that today, or at least cut fabric and start looking into it. So I started making a like template one. This is the New Look quilt, or quilt. I keep thinking quilt because that's all this one I do. But this is the Easy Just for Knits New Look skirt. It's just a nice simple skirt, not too exciting. I know I bought enough fabric to make whatever the largest quilts, or the largest skirt that's in there, the one that needs like the most fabric. I know I bought that, but I've never done anything with it. It has crows and skulls and roses and eyeballs, so it's directional, so I have to be careful about that. But I think I want to do that, and I think I want to do the simple one that's just straight. I don't think I want it to flare at all. Yeah, I have this one. I don't love it. I was just kind of trying. I bought the wrong fabric for a different project. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue with this. I remember the last time I put it on, it was like too big. Yeah, I think we're gonna start with this and like figure out what fits and what doesn't fit, and then go from there. I've been working on a couple different things, which has been good. Finished both of the quilts that I quilted in March, but I bound them, labeled them, and everything this last week. April's project that I am working on is my trick-or-treat wall hanging, of which I'm almost done. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's this cute little wall hanging. I quite like it. And then I made something for myself. I'm not gonna be able to fit it, but it's a big old maxi skirt. I've never made myself anything I could wear. So I get to wear it, which is really fun. Wore it out last week. Did some errands, and I was really excited. It was really cute and really fun, and I got a lot of compliments. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do today is finish this up. I need to make my tube for it, and then I have the binding for it. I think that's really it. I'm gonna finish this up. I'm just gonna pop up pictures of somewhere on the screen of the things that I've finished as I talk about them. So yes, like I mentioned, I've finished both my quilts from March. I'm considering them still done in March just because I had most of it done. It took me like an hour or two. The birds are going crazy. I don't mind it personally. I was editing some of my footage from earlier this month. And there was some birds in it. I just forget how much the birds are like very active near this room. But yeah, so I finished both of those quilts this month. Also, I finished this month this cardigan. In my attempt at blocking for the first time, my sleeves, I don't know, have ended up being kind of long. I don't have proper blocking stuff. I tried to wash it and then kind of hang it. I knew I wanted stuff to stretch out a little bit. I made long sleeves to begin with. I just want to clarify. They were meant to be long, but they were supposed to be about like an inch or two shorter. I'm not against having long sleeves, so this is like totally fine. But they were meant to be a bit like more here. And they've ended up being basically my entire arm. Which, like I said, I don't mind because I like long sleeves anyway, so it's fine for me. I'm very happy. Ta-da! Ta-da! Do, 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 do. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. This was my first crochet project. So this pattern for this cardigan was by Sarah Maker. I'll pop a description or the link down below. It's a free pattern with the option to buy a like ad-free version for like $5. So if you wanted that. It includes ribbing instructions. It was my first attempt at anything like this. I've made like a little granny hexagon, granny square, just like a regular granny square beforehand, but that is not necessarily everybody's jam. To just jump into a project, so up to you if you are willing to take the time and learn this. I am very proud of this. I'm very excited about this. I think the coloring turned out beautiful. Even though there's like a little bit of yellow, I think it works really nice to still have kind of a cooler side. And then this side has a little bit of the gray, but I think it still works for like the warm colors. So yeah, I'm very proud of this. It worked out really nicely. I thought I was gonna hate the ribbing when I was reading the instructions and doing it, and it wasn't my favorite part. I definitely preferred doing the rounds with the granny clusters, but like, it wasn't also the worst thing ever. Apparently I don't hate it enough because I want to try a pair of mittens now, and that requires me to make the ribbing first. Is this gonna become a crochet channel? Probably not, I'm gonna be honest, but I needed something that I could sit in front of the TV and do. This quilting's not that thing. I could hand sew, but the thing with crochet is that you can kind of look away from it. With hand sewing, you have to kind of constantly be watching it, and I didn't like that. Cardigan is done! I finished it in a month, and I'm very excited. I also finished the trick or treat. This is bound. I think I talked about it from the last clip. I put a tube. It's bound. I think one of the corners isn't quite sewn down, but that's not that big a deal for me. Eventually, I'll whip it out and throw it in our machine. And then the skirt I finished. The skirt you saw in the last clip. I'm just very excited. I made 2 garments this month that I could wear after, you know, not making myself anything to wear ever, except for like little modifications on clothes here and there. So I'm really excited. I still haven't worked on my March project, which is the Hungry Little Caterpillar quilt. That's it for me though. April's been pretty great. I think last April was also really productive. So here's hoping to more months like that. I'm very excited to get stuff going. Bye y'all. Keep crafting.